And if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is a script I optioned way back in 2012 to a big producer, and that ultimately fell apart. And now, flash forward a decade, there's this incredible team involved, and the movie is coming out later this year. What's up, everyone? I'm Nathan Graham Davis, and I'm a Hollywood screenwriter living in Massachusetts. I rebroke in 2021, got my first movie made in 2022, and I'm leaving behind my day job to pursue this career full-time in just a couple months, using this series to document the process along the way. So what's the name of that movie that just got made? Well, it is called Aftermath. The deadline announcement just came out yesterday, and I am so excited to finally be able to talk about it. It's an action thriller about a post-traumatic veteran who has to leap into action to save his sister when terrorists trap hundreds on a towering bridge. Basically, it's Die Hard on a bridge. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is a script I optioned way back in 2012 to a big producer, and that ultimately fell apart. And now, flash forward a decade, there's this incredible team involved, and the movie is coming out later this year. I could not be more excited for y'all to see it. Because he wasn't mentioned in the article, I want to give a huge shout out to my manager, Jeff Belkin, who got the whole thing moving. Same goes to Tim Sullivan, the producer, who really championed this project all the way through and overcame some pretty insane hurdles to get it made. It's directed by Patrick Lussier, who is just the coolest fucking guy in the world. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that at least like 10 different people told me that this was the nicest set environment that they had ever experienced, which is probably why we pulled this off for the budget that we did, because everyone gave their absolute all for that guy. It stars Dylan Sprouse, Mason Gooding, Dichen Lachman, Megan Stott, and Will Lyman, who just all gave incredible performances. And also, I want to shout out 3 other actors who have become friends of mine over this whole experience. Daniel Rios Jr., Jason Armani Martinez, and Derek Kenneth Moore. All 3 of these dudes are featured prominently, and just like me, they're right at the beginning of their careers. So it's been a really exciting thing to share together. Follow them because they have got big things ahead. So this is truly a dream come true, and I took some advice and captured a little bit of that on video. So I thought I would share some of those clips now. Tomorrow, or tonight rather, marks my last day as an unproduced screenwriter. I am going to be 38 in a little over a month. Wrote my first script when I was 20. It's been a really fucking long journey. And I'm up here on Whiting Peak, close to sunset. One of my favorite places to be. And just thought it would be cool to reflect on that a little bit. I haven't planned out what I'm going to say at all. It's just a really remarkable time in my life. My brain hasn't really bought into the fact that this is real yet. I've been doing it for so long. Probably like 11, 12 cumulative years. Had some close calls, never got anything made. Almost gave up for real. Then I got back into this not even 2 years ago, and I'm about to have a movie made. So the movie that's getting made is currently called Aftermath. I don't know if it'll still be called that or not. It's basically Die Hard on a bridge. I wrote the first draft of that, finished that in 2012. Got me my first manager. We optioned it to Adi Shankar, and Miller Goff Inc. was also attached to produce it. And it had some cool things happen with it. Like, we went out to people like The Rock with it, and I was even on the phone with The Rock's agents back then, and thought that was the coolest fucking thing ever. And then the movie died for various reasons, as movies often do. I had a couple more years of trying to be a professional screenwriter without any real success following that, and it was super frustrating. So I just focused on my day job, focused on my little kids at home, and just got out of it. And now I'm back, and the same script has found new life, and it's going, and it's going to become a movie, and that's going to completely change the narrative of who I am as a writer. And I have another movie in the works, The Continuum. Hopefully that goes, and it's just an entirely different time in my life, and it doesn't feel real. I've had like little bursts of excitement, but I think maybe like I've had so much disappointment along the way, and I've done this for so long that I've like built up this defense mechanism where I won't let myself get too excited about it. And so it's super surreal. I can't believe it's happening. But there it is.
So I don't know if I'm gonna feel different tomorrow or when I visit the set for the first time or when the trailer comes out or when the movie's released. I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here. I have no idea what the next few years are gonna bring. You know, if you went back 10 years ago, I wouldn't expect to be the person that I am now, and things are pretty good. So I don't know. Let's see what happens and what the next few years bring, and let's see what happens with Aftermath. It's an exciting time. All right, that's it.
So I thought I would continue recording some candid thoughts while my first movie's going into production. Aftermath went into production yesterday. It is Tuesday, May 3rd. And yeah, this shit is happening. And the funny thing is, I was like home all day, working my day job, checking Deadline like a billion times to see if maybe we'd released an announcement about it yet or not, and we hadn't. And I just felt like weirdly distracted and didn't do shit. And so I actually just went in and put in a PTO day because I felt so guilty about hardly working at all on my day job. It's such a weird time. It's like, this is a life-changing event for me as a writer. Like, going forward, I'm going to be a produced screenwriter. Whether that translates into an actual career kind of remains to be seen, but it certainly gives me a much better shot at that than I've ever had. And I think more importantly, like, the goal has always been to get movies made, and now one is finally getting made. Like, you know, if I tell people that I'm a screenwriter and they ask, oh, have I seen anything of yours? I can at least point them to a movie that exists. And that's just, it's super exciting. So yeah, that's cool. But it's a weird thing because, like, you know, all of this is going on and I'm just kind of at home working at my work from home office, and my life doesn't feel a whole lot different. But last night I got, a guy tweeted at me who is an actor that's going to be playing one of kind of like the main henchmen in the movie. And that's really, really exciting for me. It's kind of like the first person that I've randomly connected with that's working on the movie that wasn't connected to me by somebody else that I already know that's working on the movie. He had followed me on Twitter and tweeted at me, and we DM'd a bunch, and it's like his first big acting break. And it's just so mind-blowing to me because this is like something that I never really considered. Like, this is my first big break as a screenwriter. And it didn't even occur to me that I had written something that could create similar opportunities for other people and, like, you know, create similar emotions in other people. But he's experiencing a lot of the same emotions that I am, you know, and yeah, it's so surreal and cool. And that's one of those things that, like, makes it feel like everything has been worth it. Like, holy shit, you know, I've been at this for so long. A lot of times I wondered if I was completely wasting my time, but you know what? Like, a movie's getting made. And not only that, like, it's creating opportunities for other people who also have their own dreams. It's going to employ probably like a few hundred people for a little while. I mean, it's just like, it's fucking unreal. They're building like 140-foot replica of the Tobin Bridge on a soundstage, like, because of something that came from my imagination. So yeah, super cool.
So it is Sunday, May 8th. Thought I would update this again from the top of Nonotuck Peak this time. So I haven't been down to the set yet. They changed the scheduling so that they weren't shooting on the bridge like they thought this week. So thankfully I found out right before I left for Boston, saved myself a trip. But it's still surreal because, like, this thing that's been in my head for a decade is shooting, and yet, like, I haven't, like, been there, and I'm out of the loop, and it's just kind of like this bizarre feeling. But it's really, really cool. And I did see a legit picture of the set today, which was super cool. So, you know, all in all, still stoked. Supposedly I'm going down to the set next week. I've kind of connected with the production supervisor and everything about that, but nothing's been set in stone yet. So hopefully that happens, and I'll have some cool updates coming up. But for now, just kind of trying to ride this and be really grateful, which I am.
I've got a few more of those clips in my back pocket following my experience during production and beyond. If you want to catch those, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons so that you don't miss them. If there's one thing I've learned, patience and stubbornness are great qualities to have in this business. It can be a long time before anything happens, or before you hear back from someone about something, or, hell, before your fucking movie that shot almost a year ago gets announced. And then when things do happen, they often happen stupid fast. I had no idea that it was even being announced until someone emailed me to say congrats, and that's just kind of the nature of things in this business. But, I don't know, guys. I'm just a writer from Western Massachusetts who didn't know anyone in this business when he started, and I've now got a movie announced in deadline right now with some pretty fucking incredible people involved. And a big part of that was just sticking with it and not taking no for an answer. By the way, this is the first video of February, which means I'm going to offer another script read. Staying on theme, here's how we'll do this one. Post a quote from a rejection you've received over the years. Brutal, funny, encouraging, whatever. If you're feeling ambitious, feel free to post a link of a screenshot of it. Include your logline, and I will pick one of you and give you notes. Same conditions as last time apply. Under 120 pages, not your first draft, etc., etc. Thanks so much for all your support, everyone. I cannot believe I'm actually talking openly about a movie that I wrote right now. This is really a dream come true. I know I keep saying it, but that's just what it is, and I cannot wait for you all to see it. Speaking of people who've had some really cool shit happen lately, I've got an interview with Billy karate writer Robert Brockway coming up soon. So be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so that you don't miss it. And thanks again, and best of luck with everything as you chase your own dreams.